Thank you, Chair, and thank you, Senator Maville-Deschênes, for your persistency in bringing this bill forward for the third time. Many, many commendations to you. My question is about the stick you have in your bill, which is the penalty of $250,000 to be levied against those who don't comply with the law based on their income, their asset level, and the number of employees, and it's $250,000. So my question is, how did you come at this number? Do you believe this number should be higher, given the fact that the limits you have set is the floor and not the ceiling? There are many companies who have assets of way more than $40 million that are encompassed in this law. And how does this fine measure up against the fines levied by other like-minded jurisdictions? Will we be ahead of the pack, in the middle of the pack, or behind the pack?
Thank you for your question, Senator Midvar. So we are well ahead of the pack if you compare our legislation to the UK one and the Australian one, which are transparency legislation. In fact, in both of those jurisdictions, there's no fines. There's no consequences if the companies do not report. And this has been signaled as a flaw because in the UK now, they're thinking about amendments and they're thinking about putting in some form of punishment. So you could say, so according to the research, the clerk and everything I've consulted, this type of fine is in the range of fines that are levied in such bills. However, you're right to say that it's not such a high fine. But really, I would say that the real power of this bill is reputation. Yes, if you have to go to court to have a fine, it's one thing. But we also can find the responsible people in charge in the particular company. So people who lead the company, member of the board, could be responsible. So this is another important feature of the bill, because we not only could find the company, but could go after board member who would have provided false information. So this is an important, I think, aspect of the bill. And finally, one of the real, I would say, strengths of this bill is that it goes after the reputation of the enterprise. So if you go in court and you're fine, this obviously doesn't help your reputation. And you have investors and you have also consumers who look at that. And don't forget, the groups that are defending human rights will go into those reports, will follow the proceedings, and will denounce. But to be more clear, I will say to you that some of the features of this bill come directly from the law on transparency in the extractive sector, and this particular fine was there. So some of the bill was really inspired from this other bill, which was passed by the government to fight corruption in the sector of the mines, in particular oil. You remember probably, like me, a few scandals abroad with our own Canadian mines. So this law, in that sense, it's the same fine.
Thank you very much.